It should be obvious by now that the gay rights movement was never about tolerance. It was always about dominance. Time after time, on issue after issue, by refusing to fight the secular left from the moral high ground, conservatives, and more specifically Christians, find our culture struggling under the weight of moral degeneracy. I'm Michael Quinn Sullivan with a reflection on life and liberty. The left has been fighting to undermine biblical values for a long time. They've attacked the sanctity of life. They've attacked the centrality of the family. They've attacked the relevance of manhood. They've attacked the notion of womanhood. In each case, the left's talking points began with "tolerate this" and ended with "you have no choice but to approve and celebrate this." As people of faith, we must recognize our culpability. We allowed the ideas of tolerance to be redefined into the highest of civic virtues, and so, not wanting to upset the apple cart or appear to be in violation of secular morals, we even sat silently by. Conservative pastors in Bible-believing denominations capitulated, at best preaching self-help pablum so as to not offend those who hate the gospel, and at worst, they have abused Scripture to justify every sin endorsed by the radical left. When someone had the temerity to speak out, they were accused of engaging in a culture war. We should all have been so engaged. There was a war going on. One side was simply content with waving a white flag. Consider the twisted knots of the modern feminist movement. It was founded on the notion that women created in the image of God deserved equal rights under the law. We can all wholeheartedly agree with that. Pioneers like Susan B. Anthony held that women should be treated equally and be equally responsible under law. She opposed abortion on religious and practical grounds, holding that abortion was a tool of oppression. Yet in the intervening century, feminists, led astray by the left, embraced that tool of oppression. In the gay rights movement of the 2020s, womanhood is openly mocked. In drag shows, women are reduced to objects of sexual fetish with the full approval of the feminists. A man was named USA Today's Woman of the Year in 2022. On International Women's Day 2023, the Biden White House presented the Woman of Courage Award to a man. In the 1990s, Americans were told to just tolerate homosexual behavior. What happens in the privacy of someone's bedroom, we were told repeatedly. It was an easy, comfortable lie. To transform American society, the left didn't present studies. They gave us Will and Grace and Modern Family. We weren't drowned in data points. Instead, publications were flooded with cherry-picked profiles of homosexuals just wanting to be tolerated. Tolerated by culture. Right up until the point the left could dominate culture. Today, private businesses are forced to celebrate gay marriage, threatened not just with private lawsuits, but even with government action. Tolerate what two men do privately in their bedroom 25 years ago has become a demand that prepubescent children be subjected to teachers talking about their sexcapades and intimate fetishes in the classroom. The request for tolerance was always a precursor to dominance. And it isn't just about the actions of abortion, gender surgeries, or homosexualities. Those are all symptoms. As we're reminded in Paul's letter to the Ephesians, we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. The war for culture of our republic is a war waged by the forces of evil. Unless we want to see this present darkness dominate our land, we must commit ourselves to being fully engaged in the spiritual war. Hey, if you like the Reflections podcast, here's what would really be helpful. Rate it and leave a review. This helps ensure others find it. The Reflections podcast is one of many presented by Texas Scorecard, which you can find at texasscorecard.com. Today's edition was produced by Nick Shepard in the 1836 studios. I'm Michael Quinn Sullivan. Thanks for listening.